Languages, of course, as well. So thank you for being here. And now we move on to Lizellah Thaugally, who is also a regular at Dodo Modern Poets. In fact, Lizella's family originates from Mauritius, which is also the home of the dodo. So actually, she should really be in every show. But she's here tonight, and that's the most important thing, of course. She's an incredibly prolific poet. When she first approached me, I said, well, to do a reading, I said, send me a few poems, and about 200 landed in my inbox, and they were all really good, so I really enjoyed reading those. She teaches poetry in English to students, and she's now working on a series of short stories, which her mother, who is from Mauritius, is telling her the stories and about life in the 1940s there, and Lizellah is now turning those into nice pieces of prose, hopefully, which we'll get to hear at some point, I hope. And so I'd just like to give Lizellah a big Dodo Modern Poets welcome back. Just lay down a bit. Right there.
Okay. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this very small, intimate meeting. I feel like I can appreciate everyone, every single one of you, and your everything from here, really. Right, okay, so my name is Lizellah. It's not a Mauritius name. In fact, it's quite a unique name. And I'll start off on that. This poem is called "This Is My Name and I Haven't Got Another." World War II, fighting and friendships and lives lost. Names remain. My name, yet not told right, not caught right on paper. I'm growing, filling my sack, floating in fluid, blissfully unaware as one man tries to preserve his friend's memory, while another man's careless error erases. A year on, the misspelling discovered. My fight to remain, Lizellah. It's become me now. I don't want it changed. At school I'm Liz. I fight. I don't want it simplified. Lizzie? Leslie? 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 Elsie? Elizabeth? Beth? Lisa? Lisa? Lizellah? Ella? Lesla? Are you a lesbian? I fight back. I, the warrior. They can try to change me, my religion, my spirit, my destiny, what my name means, what I mean. Do you know what I mean? I fight, I, the warrior. There's a town in Georgia named after me. It has a church, a school, a post office, a website. I've placed myself on the map. I have a place in this world. Thank you. This little poem I've recently penned, so you are, this is very new, you're the first audience to hear this. It's about my mother who delightfully discovered a crate of mangoes. She's constantly looking around for anything that's produced in Mauritius. The other day she ran at me with a tin of tuna, and I thought she was actually going to hit me across the head with it. And she was like, look, produced in Mauritius. I said, Mum, that's nothing to be proud of. Yeah. But anyway, this poem is inspired by all produce from Mauritius, and it's called "Immigrant Mango Returns Home." You are hiding in a crate labelled produce L'Île Maurice, stacked high next to asparagus in Danny's market. What are you doing here in the East End, my friend? You look indeed exotic amongst King Edward's and Kent-grown berries. You're manhandled by an old Cockney pensioner who mistakes you for papaya. Feeling bruised and insulted, I buy your worth and take you home. Driving like a maniac through A13 traffic, I give you a glimpse of Canary Wharf. At home I kick off shoes, run like a child, wash you clean. I sit with sleeves rolled up, legs open, a skirt, a hammock for your troubles. You've flown a long way, my friend, but you're home away from home, appreciated by a fellow native. I eat you slowly, quietly, savour every mouthful of nectar juice. You taste of home, of my childhood, of my grandparents, of our newly built house on the beach. You taste of the palm trees of my childhood garden. You taste of the monsoon of my youth. You taste of the promise of returning home, the memories of my Emerald Island. My face is wet with tears and mango juice. I wistfully place your seed in the palm of my hand, wishing you whole again. All that is left is your embryo, which despite all negative forecasts, I plant in an old disused M&S plant pot. I never expected you to grow, but you did. A mango tree growing in my bathroom in Stepney Green. Every day I check on your progress like an anxious parent, worried I'll lose you to an overdose of baby bio. 9 months later, I find a way of transporting you home. You are probably the only mango tree who has ever flown British Airways. Now that is something to tell the others when you get home.
Is that true? Did you take the mango tree?
Yes. It's now about 5'3", so it's actually taller than me, and it's in its first season. So it's now in its first season of fruit. So hopefully we'll have fruit in the next couple of weeks.
We'll invite you back, and you must bring some.
Oh, hope so. If they don't arrest me in customs. Right. This little fellow is called Saddam Hussein. He has no eyes. I'm going to pass him around while I read this poem dedicated to him. It's called Unloved. Saddam, I found you riding, tied onto a camel head, dirtied and sullied by the desert winds, sightless. The pungent sweat of tourists permeating out of you, the stench of 1,000 camels, monks you spitting. Sometimes you were spat on. As I rode this camel, I wondered who had loved you. Where did you come from? What child had thrown you whilst on holiday? How she must have searched, sobbing, her parents' hands smoothing her shiny curls and holding a chubby, tear-distraught face in their reassuring hands while their plane took off. Someone loved you, even though your eyes are no more and they've changed your name. How many years have passed, I wonder, whilst you sat on this uncouth animal, barely given a glance, while your owner now works for a blue-chip company? Apple paraphernalia and reports are important to her now. Her prized possession is her Hermes bag. Her Merc has a pair of booties dangling off the new rear-view mirror. I took you back to my hotel, washed you in the sink with hotel shampoo, doused you in lavender-scented oil, cleaned you of the stench of your non-existence, loved you, placed you with a new family of Care Bears, Jellycat friends and trolls, so that you could find acceptance. Right, no introduction to this. It's just called A Special Place. I hope you can relate to it. There is a place in this world I long to be. It has no chocolate box cottage by the sea, or wild horses that roam in yellow fields. Lagoons are not found there, nor waterfalls with endless rainbows. It is not blessed with year-round sunshine or cool springs, where lakes join oceans and blue parrotfish kiss. But it's a special place, where harsh weeds grow, and ray of hope casts long shadows on paper flowers, and drawings come alive on mystic glass of seventh heaven, and simple talk for hours. On end, it's a place where your breath and mine are frozen, in small dark places. And it was our home, and there was once a place that existed. I'm starting, as I said, to sort of write my mother's stories in the 40s, and I spent a small part of my childhood in Mauritius, around about sort of 6 or 7. And what I remember most is the sort of monsoons, and although it's a fantastically beautiful island, when the monsoons come, it's something that stays in your mind, especially as a child. So this is sort of one of my memories from that, and it's called The Sparrow. Asthma grabbed my lungs like a ravenous dog. My grandma stirs tea from Jean Robert leaves in her makeshift kitchen, the remedy of the day. It's 1979. Spilt tea over an argument with my mother. Over what now I can't remember, like all arguments. But I remember how it seeped into the floor, like my fragile relationship with a baby sparrow, injured and lighter than air, rocking gently on its lighter than air legs. Staring at the window, longing to fly. Less than 10 minutes it was on its back, wings splayed, its vacant glassy brown eyes fixed on mine, accusing, hating me. Right, this one is the one I've recently penned, and it deals with everything we all can relate to: grief, bereavement, loss of a loved one, and this is dedicated to my uncle, and it's called My Mother's Brother. I'm closing my eyes tightly, fighting it, bracing it, denying it. Come on, Hassan. Let me hear your thudding footsteps in the hall. Let me gaze in the swirling storm encircling an exit in those grey eyes. Let your lips be tight set, your face crinkled and purple like a rock face. I want to hear you slam down the phone, deafening me, or pull the door, slam, boom, shut, or see you kick the wall on your way out, leave a dirt of exclamation on the wall. Go on, turn your heavy-set shoulders away from me, why don't you? Give me the back of your dark, unruly head of curls. Throw me some shapes against the air. Narrow your eyes, so much like our father, and point your fingers pulsing with life at me. Be angry, brother. Be anything you want. Just don't be dead. Thank you.
It's a wonderful Lizellah Thaugally, and Lizellah, not Liz or Lisa. So Lizellah Thaugally, more applause please. We're going to take a break now, and we'll be back with the same poets doing different work in the second half. The bar is open, obviously. There's